Today we're hopping into Forza Horizon. I said I wouldn't come to this game. I was gonna focus on mainly sim games, and here I am toying with the idea of playing this game again because I'm not gonna lie, it's a fun game to just drive around in an open world on Xbox, and we don't have that kind of freedom with games like Assetto Corsa, and when it comes to the plethora of cars in this game, none can really compare. Lately, they've been trying to focus on real racing cars, like track focused cars. And in this month's series, they've called it Horizon Track Day. But I would like to call it the Porsche Highlight. Because really and truly, they're releasing a lot of Porsches in this one. And the biggest one is the car I have already unlocked. And as you can see it on the screen, there it is. It's the Porsche GT3. And it's the RS, not the regular GT3, so paddles only. And I've learned that you are slower actually when using manual in this game. And that's why I love doing this, is shifting gears. So it doesn't matter what car it is, it could be the paddle shift, it could be a regular automatic in real life. In Forza Horizon, I can shift with my manual and clutch. But that's obviously the slowest way in this game, especially if it's a car like this that has a PDK. I can't beat shifting that. So I've already unlocked the car. I was free roaming with the Duncanvort D8, one of my favorite dream cars. Although I swapped out the 5 cylinder for a 6 cylinder, but it's neither here or there in terms of sound in this game. I really would love a VR6 in like a Caterham setup. That would be awesome. That's why I put a V6 in there, because that's the closest. They have a Caterham in here, but I think I have some other engine in there, which is gnarly. But I thought the Dunkervort with a VR6 turbo, and HST just released a water cooled billet of VR6. So that's coming out, it seems like, real soon. And I think people like Malachi Motorsports are doing a lot with the VR community, and they're probably going to take on that adventure and try and, I guess, do something with it in their RS3 build that they're doing. I did see they got some blocks from HST, but I believe those are non-water cooled. So it's like you run it down the drag, shut off the engine because there's no water to keep the block cool. With this setup, you can pretty much run, I guess, 1600 horsepower with regular cooling. And it's a billet block on top of that. I don't know what kind of mad scientists they got over there to do that, but they figured it out. So watch out, URB and Jay-Z builds. We're coming for y'all real soon. But anyways, back into the game. Let me just make sure. Yeah, all right. Let's free roam now. Uh-oh. Don't think the game recognizes that I have my clutch activated, which oh, no. I don't have my clutch activated. I guess I was trying to drive a fast car. Oh! Well, that would have been an accident and a half. Cardona, wheel off. Do anybody know where I'm going? Let's check the map, see if I know where I'm going. Oh yeah, I know where I'm going. But let's not take the dirt road, because it's not what this car was made for. Oh! I don't know if I would have survived that in real life. All right. Oh, we're covered and then got into an accident. All right, so we're at the garage. Gonna change into my Porsche. Ah, there it is. Now these cars are an absolute weapon on the track, especially when you know how to drive them because of their rear-mounted engine and all the weight being in the back, and just knowing how to brake into a corner without it, like, you know, the ass swinging out on you and then spinning into a wall, or, you know, just applying the right amount of throttle out of the corner, but not too early so you don't understeer into the exit of the corner. Yeah, it's just like it's not, you can't drive it like a regular car to get the fast lap times. Yeah, and as you can see, there's a lot of aero bits on this car compared to its previous generation, which did have a lot of aero too. But like, if you look at down here, right behind the wheel, there's this separation of the fender, but there's still something right there to hold the wind along the car and exit the pressure underneath the wheel well, and as well as above it too. It's not just they have vents above and under, so there's airflow that can exit. And if you can see at the front bumper there, there's also a canard to help keep that wind along the tire and into this air intake for the engine. Another thing you can notice on the front is that they have these vents on the hood, and that's because of the way the radiator is set up and the coolant for the car. It comes in through the front and then goes up and over the radiators with fans and exit over the hood. And if you look at the shape of these, they're shaped in a way to push it away from the car, so it exits and comes over by the window. And then you have these on top of the roof that help guide air into the engine's intake. If you look at the curve on there, so it pushes it in to the path of the intake right under this massive wing in our face here. Look how big that thing is. And then you have the same thing on the back wheel as well, just keeping that air tucked to the car and exiting the back, with also underneath has some diffuser to keep that ass going in the direction you want it and not getting tail happy on you. And then, not to mention, this big wing is actually a active aero wing. If you see those red struts there, those are, I'm not sure if they're hydraulic or electronic, but at certain speeds, they open up so you can have more top speed. And then while you're in lower speeds, it gives you that closed wing for more downforce and have more stability into and out of the corners. And mainly out of the corners, to be honest, because that's where you want the Porsche to really hook to the road. Even though it has all that weight in the back, it's like 500 and something horsepower in this thing. Let's see, what does it have? Yeah, 518 horsepower and 495 newton meters of torque. That's a lot of torque. So I'm gonna do a basic build because it's already an S-Class car. So let's do a sound. Woo. Let's do a sound check in here. Whew. Whew. So that's before exhaust. With the exhaust, ooh, it sounds a little more raspy too, right away. And then go back. Like some basic bolt-ons. Well, except for the valves and retainers. Whew. And this is why I love this game. There goes my $500,000 Porsche, wrecked on the first drive after upgrading. And mind you, this is not the fastest car in Here I go wrecking my Porsche again. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. It's so much grip, I can't even break the tires loose. It's so hard. Okay, let's see this active arrow. What speed does it open at? Ooh, like 200 kilometers an hour. Oh. What can I get it up to? 31 is the fastest I've gotten it.
In 400 meters,
with this
turn
build,
sharp left.
Obviously, if I get into S2, I can get it a bit faster. But this seems to do it. And like I said, it's not the fastest car in the game, top speed-wise, but I can imagine taking it up the hill. Ooh, oh no! Let's go to the hill, shall we? Ooh, am I gonna drive it across town for this? Let's do it. We're driving.
turn around when it is safe to do so.
Yeah, so games like Assetto Corsa, when I get into a car, and that's why I had to get this shifter. I couldn't drive a lot of cars because I didn't have a manual shifter. I only had the paddle. So any GT car or any paddle shift car, I'd be fine. Whoa.
Recalculating route.
Yeah, I clearly screwed that over. But yeah, when I get into a car in Assetto Corsa, if it's manual, I have to use the shifter. If it's automatic, I gotta use the paddles. And that's why I got the shifter first and not the handbrake. Now I want to do some drifting.
In 400 meters, turn
Ooh.
sharp left.
Come on, get under control. Let's go back to our other.
Turn sharp left.
Now I'm trying to learn drifting. I need the handbrake for those moments. I need to, you know, engage and get the car sideways.
In 200 meters, turn sharp right. Turn sharp right.
That was close. I tried doing the Porsche power out of the corner there, but it didn't quite work. As you see, it sent me into the... Anyways.
You have arrived at your destination.
All right, so I'm making it to the top of this hill. All right, so I will start a counter in the engine, and 3, 2, 1, go. Mind you, I didn't even put a tune on this car. So if you want to see me put a tune on this car and do this hill again, leave a comment in the description and let me know. Oh. Oh. We lost a lot of time there. more time. Over. Not used to the driving dynamics of Porsche, even though I love them and the way they sound and look and the engineering behind them and everything. But it's still a different driving dynamics than a front rear car, for sure. And I see what Elon Musk was saying in his video on the turning point of inertia is behind you, and you're always going to be catching up to the ass, you know, like fishtailing on you. And I find that's what I always have an encounter problem with in the Porsches. But I think it's mainly to do with just knowing when to power out of the corner. I think my main problem is I lift when the car is getting light in the front. Because that's what you would normally do, right? To straighten up the car, but whoa. Control it. But in Porsches, apparently you're supposed to hammer down when it's fishtailing, and then that gives you the grip to carry out the speed out of the corner. All right, made it to the top of the hill. That was pleasantly decent. Someone's taking a drive down the hill. So yeah, there it is, the Porsche GT3. Just to let y'all know what's coming up. So I got the GT3 RS. Next, we get the Rally E, which is supposed to be the Dakar, but we can't say that apparently, because I guess some copyright infringement of the name Dakar because of the rally. But anyways, that's what it is. So they call it the Rally E in there. And then that was for the autumn car. For the winter car, we get the 911 GT3 R, which is a hell of a car. I remember being at Honda Indy and hearing these things go on the track, and they're just like numbingly beautiful sound that comes out of them. It's just, that sound is just bar none, must say. For a naturally aspirated engine, I love it. Only other engine I could say that tops that is the Audi 5-cylinder and 10-cylinder. Oh, and the VR6. Can't forget VR6. I love VR6 on here. And let's see what we get for spring. We get the Porsche 935. Ooh, now that's going to be a hell of a car. I do remember Bisimoto recreating an electric version of this car, and those cars are just absolutely beasts. And then if I get enough points altogether, I get the RSR, which is a whole different beast to the 911R. So hopefully I get through, at least collecting the points and, just advancing and collecting these Porsches. And then it says the next month is going to be Horizon Holiday Mix-Up. Let me know what you guys think the next set of cars are going to be in the next update, whatever number that one is. I thought they normally tell you what update number it is on here, or the series number. Yeah, it's been quite a bit. As you can tell, there were moments where I did not do anything. Like I didn't get any of these cars, and I really wanted to. Ooh, I have this car. I guess I got it other ways. So. Oh yeah, I want to get the STO in this game. I missed that high performance. I really wish I did that one last year. Yeah, there was lots of cars that I didn't have a chance to take part in and collect, but I'm here now. All right, guys, tune in next time for me in the autumn week next week, where I try and rally up some points to get the rally, no pun intended.